This is correct, right? It's recording. Yeah. 'Cause there's-
Alright. Can anybody tell me anything about myself? I married my 2 kids. Very good, thank you. Ready? Alright. Anybody else tell me anything about myself? Yeah. What's that? I like to talk to people. Very good. What else? I'm a counselor. Very good, very good. That's you. Or who else was it? Let's see, yeah. I have a lot of hobbies, very good, yes. And one more. Let's go back right there. Oh, next to you. Next to you. Who's the girl next to you? I like to find things. Fantastic. Alright, who did I get? Very good. Alright. So how many of you were distracted by this video? Anybody? I know I was. It's pretty exciting. So this video is Candy Crush. It's the final scene. It's a big deal. They're like scored the most points they've ever scored in the whole wide world. But it was designed to be engaging, to be attractive, to steal your attention away. It was designed with all the colors, all the light, all the sounds. It was specifically made to pull your attention in. Did it do a pretty good job? Yes, good. Okay. So today we're going to talk about screens, social media, phones, any devices that you guys have. I just want to take a quick poll before we get started. How many people have a phone? Okay, almost everybody. How many people have a device? You don't have a phone. How many people are on any social media? How many people are on Snapchat? Instagram? TikTok? Facebook? I got one! I got 2 Facebooks. Oh, very cool. Okay. That's a few Facebookers. Alright, let's see. How many of you guys know exactly how you feel before you pick up your phone and after you have your phone? Wow, I got a few people here. Okay. How many people know how long they spend on their phone every day? Okay. Alright, good. Next question. Let's see. My brain squished here. I got a little brain squish. How many of you guys have your phone with you 24/7 outside school? Okay. Here there. Alright, very good. So today, we know that you guys have devices and social media and everything in between in your life pretty much from the time you wake up until the time you go to bed. Pretty accurate for most people, okay? Is social media good? That's what we're going to try to figure out today. Social media, screens, phone, usually all kind of the same. For a lot of you, COVID changed a lot of things. How many people had a phone before COVID? Okay, how many people had a phone after COVID? Quite a few, okay. So when you guys were in lockdown, what was the only way in which you could communicate with your friends? Yeah. Zoom, good, yeah, what else? You would say Zoom? Social media, very good, that was the whole point. So, besides being able to connect with your friends, what do you guys like about having social media? Phones, screens, texting, Snapchat? Yeah. Communicate with people, very good. Okay, so you have people's ideas and creations. Entertained, excellent. Yeah. Communicate with long distances to people who maybe live far away. Let's see, last one. Communicate with others, excellent. Very good answers, you guys. I think those are all really good reasons to use social media. It helps you connect. Now, am I here to just say, yay, social media, this is fantastic? No, but it is important for you guys to remember social media is good in a lot of ways. Okay? To about a lot of the ways that I have seen dangers, I've seen problems, I've seen people who have struggled because of the effects of social media. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys information, and you guys get to make choices on your own behavior, what you want to do that's going to help you, hopefully, avoid some of these problems. Now, you may be thinking, those are some other people. I don't actually have those problems, or it won't affect me the same way I did. Anybody thought that? Thanks for being honest, I appreciate it. Yep. It's not true. It affects everybody. Okay? So some people it affects a lot, some people it affects a little, but it all affects us. Okay? Alright. So first, go to the next screen. Oh, I missed it. Oh, sorry, over again. I forgot about my slideshow. So that's me and my family, my 2 boys, my dog, my wife. Very cute little family. I think we're adorable. Okay, you go to the next screen. We're going to be talking about the brain and the reasons that social media affects your brain so much. One more. Yeah, one more. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is my entertaining. When I was on TikTok, it was a long time ago. I was really into steak talk. Anybody ever been on steak talk before? You've gone on steak talk? Oh, it's awesome. If you're on TikTok, go look up steak cooking videos. It's so good. Anyway, that's that one. Next one. Okay, you guys would say that yes, it makes you amused, entertained. This is mostly for young people. But at the same time, a lot of people say that it makes them feel either anxious or depressed or angry when they get onto social media, or it makes them feel a certain way. So today we're going to talk about hopefully how to help avoid those feelings and how you guys can take control of that. Okay? So the next one is going to be your brain. So there's a system in your brain. It's the reward center in your brain. Has anybody ever heard of this before? The reward center. Maybe up to you. So the reward center releases dopamine, which is a chemical in your brain which makes you feel really good. It brings a lot of interesting parts of yourself. It's actually in the middle part of your brain right there. So if you're interested, it's called the nucleus accumbens in the ventral tegmental area. Very sciencey, your teacher can explain it to you. But that part of your brain is activated every time we get on phones and social media. Secondly, you guys as young people, that part of your brain is like way up here. It's like really, really active right now. So when you do something good, it feels really good. But at the same time, when somebody rejects you or somebody says something mean to you or somebody beats you out, it puts you down here and it feels really bad. It's the same thing, it's the opposite effect. The other part of the brain right there is called the prefrontal cortex. Anybody heard that before? Okay, not for you. That's the part of your brain that's controlling your ability to make good decisions. How many of you guys feel like you make good decisions all the time? Okay, alright. So that part of your brain doesn't fully develop until you're older. Okay? So at the same time, you have the part of your brain that makes you feel really, really good and wants to go after things that feel really, really good. You also have the part of your brain that doesn't stop you when sometimes that causes problems. Does that make sense to everybody? Alright. In a lot of ways, I shared that with 2 little boys. I'm not going to throw my mother-in-law under the bus, but she loves to gamble. Okay? Anybody gamble here? Okay, we need to talk to your parents. Alright? Yes, we need to talk to your parents. But she brings my 2 boys, and when she's sitting at the machine, like poking buttons or whatever, and my 2 kids just zone in. Because what it does is it makes them, it's flashy, it's lights, it's fun, we're going to talk about that, but it just sucks them in. So for you, those exciting part of your brain suck you right in. Okay? Does this sound like anything that you guys have on your phones? No? We should do that. How about notifications? When that little snap alert comes up, what's the noise? What's it gonna do? Oh, that's right. That's the thing. That's right. How about for your phone? When it goes, I don't know, what's the sound? That vibrating sound maybe? Okay. So all of those things make your brain feel like, oh my gosh, something exciting is happening. Somebody messaged me. This feels really good. How many people feel good when you get a message? If you're not raising your hand, you're lying to me. Alright, good? So, those notifications, they feel really good. How many of you, every time you get a notification, you look at it? Or answer it? Okay, alright, good. I like the healthy discussion. So, those notifications are drawing you to your phone, maybe more than you want to. Maybe you don't want to answer it every single time. And likely what that's doing is distracting you from the thing that's probably happening right in front of you, which is either the people in front of you, the homework you're doing, something else. So, how many people knew that they could turn off notifications to all the different apps? Good. How many people actually do that? Okay, got some. So if you haven't, this is my one first piece of advice, is to turn off the notifications and check it only when you want to check it. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So you guys can make the choices, obviously, if you want to keep notifications, it's on to you. But it is probably something that's taking you away from what you actually want to do. Next, another part of the brain that responds to social media and phones. We're going to talk a little bit about gaming. Anybody game here? Okay, Xbox, PS4, 5, PS5. Okay, so in gaming, there's a few things that gaming does that sucks you in. One, the game designers make it really pretty, and so it's fun to look at. Secondly, they make it getting increasingly harder and harder and harder, but you also level your character up in some ways to make it better and better and better. So it feels like you're accomplishing something. Lastly, it connects you to your friends. Because most games these days are ones you can talk to your friends while you're in, right? So what that does is it draws you in more than maybe you want to do so yourself. How many people have started gaming and felt like, maybe I should stop, or it's hard to stop this? Okay. All right. So some of those things can make it hard for you to make those choices for yourself. All right. So at the beginning, you guys saw. Oh, my advice here for gaming is if you set a time limit for yourself, you will actually enjoy it way more. I'll give you a quick example. So myself, for Lent, I really like YouTube. I really like YouTube, okay? I really like watching YouTube. So for Lent, what I decided to do was only spend 20 or 30 minutes a day on YouTube, okay? And I actually have been enjoying it way more because I'm actually watching videos that I really want to watch. Versus before, a little confession here, I was watching a lot of videos. Okay? Like too many, more than I actually wanted to. Alright? Does that make sense to everybody? That if you set a limit, you're enjoying it more. Good? Alright. Next, you guys saw on there, one of the things that I see quite frequently is the idea of anxiety and depression. Kind of a tough topic. What having your phone on you does all the time is it actually, if you're using your screen for more than 2 hours a day, studies have shown that it actually increases your chances of feeling that way. Okay? And we know anxiety and depression are really common. And so the things that we can do to limit how we feel and to do those things. One of the ways is to make sure we limit the amount of time we have. Second, what being on the screens does to make anxiety and depression happen is it does two things. One, it makes you feel like you're comparing yourself to everybody else on social media. And secondly, it makes you feel like you're being left out of a lot of things. Okay? Make sure I'm getting all these things. So I worked with a girl, her name was Maya, let's say for a second. You can call her Maya. And she was somebody who was new to the school. She was excited to make friends, but she didn't have a phone. And so she felt really left out. She had FOMO, fear of missing out. And so when she would go to school and see her friends, she would look at her social media, they'd look at it with her, and she would see all the times that her friends were hanging out. And she was starting to feel really bad. And so what she did was she kind of went around her parents, sent her friends pictures, made a fake profile, and then had them post for her. Secondly, she got so mad at her mom and dad because she was missing out. That led to a lot of problems, and that's why it became to me. But that fear of missing out can really make somebody feel really anxious or sad or depressed. Okay? We're going to do a quick demonstration. I need a few volunteers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And can I have a teacher volunteer? Who's my teacher volunteer? She's got it? Okay. Alright, these are my friends. You guys have a friend group? Come on up. Hi, friends. How you guys doing? Good, what's your name? Miss Blackman, thank you. Alright, you guys are all our friends. We're like a really good group of friends, okay? What's your name? Freddie. You guys can tell I'm really great friends with these guys, okay? So, I actually have you stay right there, please. Is that okay? Alright. Alright, so we just have a little powwow. How you feeling?
Lonely.
Lonely? Lonely. Alright, we're all friends, we're hanging out, this is exciting. And 1, 2, 3. Oh man. Oh, that's really funny.
What's so funny?
That's so funny. Alright, you guys want to stress balls in the front and back? I'm stay for a second. Okay, my question to you, how did you feel?
Sad. I felt lonely. I have to think about they felt bad at me, so that's nice to hear. But, yeah, I'm so grateful they felt left out.
Yeah, she felt left out, she didn't know what was going on. Thank you, appreciate you doing stress ball. So, when we intentionally leave people out, it makes them feel really yucky. Social media lets us do that really easily. How many people do group chats? Okay? I had a client of mine, she was in sixth grade, yep, and she had a group of 6 friends, and she had 13 group chats with people in her friends. What that sounds like to me, and what she told me was the case, is that was a lot of people talking behind each other's backs. They were leaving one person out and talking about that person. They were in another chat talking about that person behind their back. And it may feel like it's not a big deal, but when you do it in real life, like we just saw, she felt sad, she felt lonely, she felt left out. How many people like to feel those ways? You're lying to me. All right. Secondly, so here's my next piece of advice for this one, is if you are hanging out with your friends, at some point, your mom and dad may say, I only need 1 or 2 friends to hang out, you want to pick this, whatever it is. If you know that somebody is going to feel really bad about you posting a picture of you hanging out with your friends, maybe think twice about it. Does it need to be posted? I'm just asking a question. You guys need to decide. Maybe think twice about how other people might feel if that's the case. Okay? Next one I said was comparison. How many people follow like social media influencers? Okay, not a few. Who we follow these days? Alex Caruso. Who else? Okay, I'm gonna get that one. What Daniels? Anybody else? Any other social media influencers following? Say it again. Andrew Curtis, I have no idea who these people are. Just James West. Rita and Bill. Okay, those of you who follow these guys, alright? Does everybody follow the same people? Social media, for some people, is a full-time job. They take pictures, they make videos, they make themselves look really good. Right? That is their full-time job. They spend all day doing those things. So they make themselves either pretty, video edit, this thing, that thing. And so when you're scrolling through, and you're seeing these posts or stories or things, their job is to make things engaging, interesting, beautiful, pretty, funny, whatever. And what that does is if you think, oh my gosh, that's how they're living, my life is nothing like that. It's easy to compare your life, your life where you experience sadness and loneliness sometimes. So on social media, all you see is the positive. All you see is the good. So what you can do is if you're following people and you're noticing as you're scrolling through that you see somebody's post and it makes you feel yucky or something,
No, I'm not replying.
you can just unfollow them. You have that choice. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Because when you compare yourself to people online, it only makes you feel worse. The only people you should compare yourself to is yourself yesterday. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Oh, wait, I'm clicking around. Yep, there you go. So that was for our anxiety and depression. It's gone up quite a bit. And a lot of it comes in timeline with having phones and social media available. Right? We talked about FOMO, we talked about getting notifications. Here we go, sorry. I asked you earlier how much time you guys are spending on your phones and devices. You'll see that for a lot of you guys are teens, it's about 5 hours. For teens, it goes up to about 7. How many of you guys think that's too much time? Got lots of hands up. If you look at your phone and it has a little timer thing, you can see how much time you actually are spending on it. My challenge to you guys is to be aware of how you're using your phones, how you're using them, how you're using your devices, and how much time you're actually using on them. Okay? How funny would it be if you guys started putting your phone down or walking away from it, and your mom and dad were like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm just gonna go play outside. I'm playing my phone outside." What would your parents do if they heard you say that? Got some claps? They'd say, "Yeah, go do that." Would they be impressed? Yeah, they would be impressed. Did you guys do that? How would you feel if you did that? Accomplished. Absolutely. Yeah. How would you feel? Yeah. How would you feel? Yeah. Well, there you go. Your parents are on top of it, aren't they? Okay. So, the recommendation for you guys using screens. Does anybody know what the actual recommended amount of time is outside school? I see 2, 3, 2. Actually, it's 2, but 1 is actually better. How many people think you could do that? 1 hour or 2 hours a day, total? Very good. Can we go to the next slide, please? Let me go to the next. This is right between. Okay, so I did a little video for you guys. While I'm watching it, I'm going to split you guys in half. Pick a side on this slide, I don't care which side you pick. Okay? You guys over here are my real life commenters. Okay? So you guys are gonna raise your hand and share a comment about the video after you watch it. You guys over here, while we watch it, I'm going to be passing out a little piece of paper, not everybody. You and your friends can work together. But I want you to write a comment. You don't need to write your name. You can say whatever you'd like. Okay? You can play this. I should post more videos like that. It was pretty funny.
A lot of fun.
It looked like a lot of fun. Say it again. I've done the exact same thing about 50 times. I do a lot better than you. The girl was a lot better than me, that's see what that looked like, by the way. It's different from other videos. It wasn't being heard from anybody. The girl was pretty impressive. I think she's pretty impressive too. Thank you. Alright. So, that was our in-person comments. Thank you. Alright. So, here are some of the comments. Love the music, you are very skilled. You're not funny. Gosh, okay. Wow, cool. A little funny. Having fun doing skills and development, yes. Okay, good. You're not very good at ice skating. Alright. The girl skated way better. Alright, bad quality. Why is the girl better than you? Okay. But anybody who's looking to own up to those comments? Some, okay, some people would. Some of those were, they like got me a little bit, you know? A little bit, ones you guys laughed at. Did you guys notice the difference between the written ones and the ones that were said to my face? What was different? Those was way nicer. They were a lot nicer than the ones that were commented. Those were anonymous, these were in real life. Most of the time they were really mean. Okay, yeah, that's kind of the idea, huh? So, I'm wondering, when you're on social media, maybe your name is associated with it, but you're not actually saying it to somebody's face, right? You're just leaving a little comment at the bottom there. How many of you would actually either comment or text or say these things to somebody to their face in real life? Most things I hope you would say to somebody in real life, but the idea is on the phone. You're not actually seeing anybody's reaction. You're not seeing them face to face. You're not having to say whatever you're saying to that person. Does that make sense? Okay. Last few things to run through. Phones and sleep. How many of you guys sleep at least 8 hours a night? Alright, good. Good. Thank you guys. It's recommended to you. Oh, you're on top of it, thank you. It's recommended that you guys get between 8 to 10 hours. I worked with a young man. He would stay up gaming until all hours of the night. He would 2, 3, 4, and come to school the next day, and he would be exhausted, and he would fall asleep in the middle of class. Sleep, if you guys don't take anything else from this talk, sleep is going to be like so important. And more often than not, as you guys get older, it's going to be more and more tempting to keep your phone in your room at night, to be staying up late watching videos, to be playing games, to be texting friends. Right? You might be missing out on group chats. I would recommend to you that if you want to be mentally healthy, if you want to have a good relationship to your phone, not like, you know what I mean when I say relationship. I would recommend not having it in your room at night. How many people do that already? Excellent. If you could influence your friends to do the same thing, I would encourage you to do so. Alright? understanding that the impact that phones have on your brain, they take away your attention. How many people remember the Candy Crush at the beginning? Okay. What that does is it distracts your brain from being able to focus on one thing at a time. I did a number of groups with middle school students like you guys, and oftentimes they shared that their homework would take them hours and hours and hours, because they were watching Netflix while they were doing it, they would be texting their friends while they were doing it, they'd be FaceTiming their friends while they were doing it, they would be texting their friends, FaceTiming and watching Netflix, all of the above. And so they would only be spending time working on their homework for short bursts at a time. How many people think they're really good at multitasking? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you that you're not good at multitasking. Because multitasking, you can actually only focus on one thing at a time. So what you're doing when you're multitasking is you're switching between tasks. When you switch, your brain is still partially thinking about the thing from before. So if you're texting your friend, and you try to come back to your homework, part of your brain is still focused on that texting. When you go from homework to texting, part of your brain is still thinking about that homework, and it's distracting from you taking away from texting your friend and being fully focused on it. So when you think that you're multitasking, what you're actually doing is just switching tasks really quickly, and it actually makes you less able to focus for long periods of time. There have been lots of studies that have said that phones in school, personal devices, one, they make your grades suffer. People are not as good at taking tests. They actually make you get half a grade lower than what you actually would be able to do. And, oh, that's it, not annoying. So, what I'm going to do now, for 3 minutes left, is turn to Mrs. Frederickson and say, thank you for not letting us have phones in school. It's actually helping you guys learn, be able to focus better, and become better people. So, those of you who's 8th graders, okay, right in the middle. When you guys go to high school next year, if you go to high school without phones in it, or with phones in it, I would really encourage you guys to leave your phone in your backpack, turn off, and not use your phones. My encouragement to you guys to make your own choices. Okay. So, my original question at the beginning, are phone screens and social media bad? There you go. Are they bad? No, they're not bad. But there are a lot of dangers that I have seen cause a lot of problems for a lot of kids. So if you guys want to be somebody who's responsibly using their technology and using the technology to help you as opposed to being controlled by the technology, I would encourage you guys to, one, become really mindful about how you're using your phone and your devices. So, when you get on your phone, how does it feel? When you're scrolling through, how does it feel? That's a big one. Second, be aware of sleep. Be aware of the impact on your studies. If you could leave your phone away from you while you're doing homework, that would probably be really good for you. And lastly, you guys get to make the choices about social media. You guys have that ability to make the choice. Nobody else is going to make it for you, well, maybe your parents are, but you guys get to own it eventually. So why not start now? Learning how to take control of your social media and screens. 1 minute. We have time for one question. Is that okay? Anybody have any questions? No question? That's okay. I was the guy who had to the video. I'm not very good. Yeah. What is my job? I'm a mental health counselor. What do I do? Well, right now I'm giving a speech to you guys. But I help people who struggle with anxiety and depression. I primarily work with Catholic people who are middle school, high school, and college. And I help people work through the anxiety and depression symptoms that they have. What's my favorite hobby? I can't pick. There's too many good ones. All right. How many schools have I been? You're my first. And two more. Yep. What's that? No. This is my first. You know, I live in Indianapolis. I'm actually, the reason I'm here is because, does anybody know Lewis or Louis King? He and I were roommates in college, and I was at his wedding and he was mine. So we're really good friends with each other. Okay, what's that? I am a therapist. Yep, that's what a counselor is. And my last question. What are my kids' names? You got it?